Welcome to Daily English Dose Podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Aisha.
And I'm Daniel. We're so happy you're here again. Today's discussion is going to be deep, relatable, and honestly, a little emotional too.
Yes, because we're talking about something that quietly controls our feelings, music, and how it affects our mood.
And not just in a simple way. We're going to explore real-life situations, habits, emotions, and even how you can use music to improve your daily life.
Exactly. So get comfortable, maybe grab your headphones later, because this is going to be fun and meaningful.
All right, let's start simple. Aisha, when was the last time music changed your mood instantly?
Just yesterday, I was feeling really overwhelmed, like I had too many things to do and I didn't know where to start.
That's very relatable.
Yeah, and I just sat there doing nothing. Then I played one of my favorite upbeat songs, and within minutes, I felt different. I wasn't stressed anymore. I felt lighter.
That's powerful. There's a word for that kind of feeling, relieved.
Yes, relieved means when stress or worry is reduced or taken away.
So you can say, I felt relieved after listening to music.
Exactly. And you know what's interesting? The problem didn't disappear, but my reaction changed.
That's a very important point. Music doesn't always change the situation, it changes you.
Wow, that's deep. And here's an advanced word for learners: transformative.
Nice one. Transformative means something that causes a big change, especially in how you feel or think.
So we can say music has a transformative effect on our emotions.
Perfect sentence.
I think one of the biggest ways music affects mood is through energy. Some songs make you feel like you can do anything.
Yes, that's what we call motivational music.
Right. Motivational means something that encourages you to take action or feel inspired.
For example, I listen to motivational songs before I start working.
Same here. I even have a playlist called Let's Do This.
That sounds like a very productive playlist.
It really is. And learners, here's a useful phrase: boost your mood.
Very common and very useful.
Boost your mood means to improve how you feel, especially quickly.
For example, music helps me boost my mood when I feel down.
And sometimes we don't want to boost our mood. We want to understand it.
That's interesting. What do you mean?
Like when you're sad, sometimes you don't want happy music. You want sad songs.
Ah, yes, that's so true.
Because those songs make you feel understood.
That connects to another advanced word, empathetic.
Yes.
Empathetic means showing understanding of someone else's feelings.
So we can say sad music feels empathetic because it understands our emotions.
That's beautiful.
I remember one time I had an argument with a close friend. I felt hurt, confused, and honestly, a bit angry too.
That's a mix of emotions.
Exactly. And I couldn't explain how I felt. But then I listened to a song and it described everything perfectly.
That must have felt comforting.
It really did. I felt like, okay, I'm not alone.
That's the power of connection through music.
And learners, here's another phrase: put your feelings into words.
Very useful.
It means to express your emotions clearly.
For example, this song puts my feelings into words.
And sometimes music does it better than we can.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about another interesting effect, focus.
Oh, yes. Some people study with music and some people can't.
Which one are you?
I prefer soft instrumental music. It helps me concentrate.
Same here. There's a term for that, enhance concentration.
Nice. Enhance means to improve or increase.
So music can enhance concentration while studying.
But it depends on the type of music.
Exactly. If the music is too loud or has lyrics, it can be distracting.
That's another good word: distracting.
Distracting means something that takes your attention away.
For example, loud music is distracting when I try to read.
Perfect. So learners, notice how we're not just talking about music, we're also learning how to describe our experiences.
Yes, that's the goal, to help you speak naturally.
Now let's talk about something deeper, how music affects long-term mood.
You mean like habits?
Exactly. The kind of music you listen to regularly can shape your mindset.
That's true. If you always listen to negative or very sad songs, it might affect your overall mood.
Right. That's why it's important to be aware of what you're listening to.
Awareness is key.
Another advanced word, influence.
That's a very important word.
Influence means to have an effect on something.
So we can say music influences our thoughts and emotions.
Perfect.
I also feel music plays a big role in routines.
Like morning routines?
Yes, if I start my day with calm music, I feel peaceful. If I start with energetic music, I feel active.
So music sets the tone for your day.
That's a great phrase.
Set the tone means to create the general feeling or atmosphere.
For example, music sets the tone for my morning.
Excellent.
And what about workouts? Music is essential there.
Oh, absolutely. I cannot exercise without music.
Same here. It gives energy, rhythm, and motivation.
That's because music can drive performance.
Nice phrase.
It means to improve how well you do something.
For example, fast music drives my performance during workouts.
Perfect. Also, music helps us relax.
Yes, especially after a stressful day.
There's a phrase, unwind.
Very useful. Unwind means to relax after stress.
For example, I listen to music to unwind in the evening.
That's something I do every day.
Same here. It's like a habit now.
And sometimes music even helps us sleep.
Yes, calming music can make you feel sleepy.
That's because it slows down your mind.
Exactly. Another interesting thing, music affects not just individuals, but groups.
Oh, yes, like at parties or events.
Music creates a shared mood.
That's a great observation. When everyone listens to the same music, they feel connected.
That's called collective emotion.
Nice advanced term.
It means emotions shared by a group of people.
For example, concerts create a strong sense of collective emotion.
That's powerful.
And that's why live music feels so different.
Yes, the energy is completely different.
It's almost electric.
That's a great descriptive word, electric.
It means very exciting and full of energy.
For example, the atmosphere was electric during the performance.
Beautiful. So, learners, let's pause for a moment.
Think about your own life.
When do you listen to music the most?
Morning, studying, traveling, before sleeping?
And how does it affect your mood?
Try to describe it using today's words.
Like uplifting, relaxing, motivational, therapeutic.
And phrases like boost my mood, set the tone, unwind, get into the mood.
Practice saying full sentences. For example, music helps me unwind after a long day.
Or listening to energetic songs boosts my mood.
The more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
And don't worry about mistakes. Just speak.
Exactly. Communication is more important than perfection.
And we're going to continue this discussion even deeper.
Yes, because there's so much more to explore about music and emotions.
Exactly. There's so much more to explore about music and mood. In the first part, we talked about how music changes feelings instantly. Now, let's go deeper. How music affects our thoughts, decisions, and even our personality.
That's interesting. Personality? Do you really think music can shape who we are?
Not completely, but it definitely reflects and reinforces parts of our personality.
I kind of agree. Like, people who love calm music are often more relaxed.
And people who listen to high-energy music might be more active or expressive.
That's true. There's a word for that. Reflect.
Good one.
Reflect means to show or represent something.
So we can say music reflects our personality.
Exactly. But it also works the other way. Music can influence personality over time.
Right. If you constantly listen to positive, confident songs, it can build a more positive mindset.
That reminds me of another advanced word, reinforce.
Nice.
Reinforce means to strengthen something.
So, music can reinforce positive thinking.
Perfect.
Let's talk about something very real. Have you ever noticed how music affects your mood during travel?
Oh, yes. Traveling without music feels incomplete.
Exactly. If I'm on a long journey, music makes it enjoyable.
Same. And sometimes the place and the music together create a special memory.
That's a beautiful point. Music and environment combine to create emotions.
There's a phrase learners can use: create an atmosphere.
Very useful.
Music creates an atmosphere during travel,
Or soft music creates a peaceful atmosphere.
and loud music creates an exciting one.
Exactly.
You know what's interesting? Sometimes music changes how we see the world around us.
That's true. Like when you're listening to emotional music, even normal things feel dramatic.
Yes, even looking out of a window feels like a movie scene.
I've done that so many times.
Me too. That's because music affects perception.
That's an advanced word, perception.
Yes, perception means how we see or understand something.
So, music changes our perception of situations.
That's a powerful sentence.
Now, let's talk about something a little serious. What about people who use music to escape reality?
That's very common.
Yes, when life feels stressful, people turn to music to forget their problems.
That's called escapism.
Great advanced word.
Escapism means avoiding reality by focusing on something enjoyable.
For example, music can be a form of escapism.
But do you think that's good or bad?
I think it depends. In moderation, it's helpful, but if someone avoids reality completely, it can become unhealthy.
That's true. Balance is important.
Another useful phrase, cope with.
Yes.
Cope with means to deal with a difficult situation.
For example, music helps me cope with stress.
Perfect.
I think music is one of the healthiest ways to deal with emotions.
I agree. It doesn't harm anyone and it helps you process feelings.
And it's always available, just one song away.
That's beautifully said.
Let's talk about lyrics now.
Ah, yes, lyrics are very powerful.
Sometimes it's not the music, it's the words that hit you deeply.
Exactly. Lyrics can inspire, comfort, or even challenge your thinking.
There's a word, impactful.
Nice one.
Impactful means having a strong effect.
So, the lyrics of this song are very impactful.
Perfect. And learners, here's a useful phrase: relate to.
Very common.
Relate to means to feel connected to something.
For example, I relate to this song because it describes my life.
Excellent. And when you relate to a song, it becomes special.
Yes, you feel a personal connection.
That's why some songs never get old.
Exactly. You keep going back to them.
Another phrase, go back to.
Good one.
I always go back to this song when I feel sad.
Perfect.
Let's talk about silence for a moment.
Silence?
Yes, because when you listen to music all the time, silence feels different.
That's true. Silence can feel peaceful or uncomfortable.
And after listening to music, silence can help you reflect.
That's a great point.
Music and silence work together.
That's deep.
I know. Another advanced word, contrast.
Nice.
Contrast means the difference between two things.
So, music and silence create a contrast in emotions.
Perfect. Now let's talk about how music affects social situations.
Like gatherings?
Yes, imagine a party with no music.
That would be very awkward.
Exactly. Music brings energy and connection.
It encourages people to interact.
That's another good word, interaction.
Interaction means communication between people.
So, music increases interaction at social events.
Great sentence.
And music can also break silence between strangers.
Yes, it becomes a common topic.
Like, hey, I love this song.
And suddenly a conversation starts.
That's the power of music.
It connects people without effort.
Another phrase, bring people together.
Very important.
Bring people together.
Simple and powerful.
Let's talk about something fun, singing along.
Oh yes, even if we don't know the full lyrics.
We still try.
That's because music makes us expressive.
That's a great word, expressive.
It means showing feelings openly.
So, music makes us more expressive.
Perfect.
And dancing, too.
Yes, music makes the body move.
Even shy people start moving sometimes.
That's true.
Music removes hesitation.
Another useful word, confidence.
Yes,
Music can increase confidence,
especially when you sing your favorite song.
even if you're not a good singer.
That doesn't matter.
Exactly.
So, learners, let's pause again and reflect.
Think about your habits.
Do you use music to relax?
To focus?
To escape?
Or to feel understood?
Try to describe your experience.
Use phrases like, I relate to, music helps me cope with, this song is impactful.
Speak it out loud. Practice.
That's how you improve,
And remember, language is about expressing your life.
not memorizing difficult words.
Exactly.
And we still have more to talk about.
Yes, because music is endless, just like emotions.